that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
All right, everyone, this is Till Dawn, I'm Big Blue, bringing the best of New York Giants sports talk entertainment. Oh, you know what? When it rains, it pours sometimes. And you know what? The rain clouds have not been over MetLife. I was going to say Giant Stadium. Recently, until that Seattle loss. But the Seattle loss wasn't even a bad loss because you were playing in Seattle against a 12-man, against a rejuvenated Geno Smith. But Xavier McKinney is now out multiple weeks after injuring himself on an ATV accident in Mexico. He said, during the bye week, I went away to Cabo. While there, I joined a group for a guided sightseeing tour on ATVs. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Unfortunately, I had an accident and injured my hand. The injury will keep me sidelined for a few weeks. I will do everything I can to get back as quickly as possible so I can contribute to what we're building in NYC. Oh, my God. Has anyone not learned from Jay Williams? Jay Williams, the former basketball player who basically wrecked his entire career. He was having a bad season. He wasn't having a great rookie season anyways when he was with Chicago, but he basically wrecked his entire career after coming out of Duke by getting into an accident on a motorcycle. Has anyone not learned? Have we not learned from him? Did we not learn from him? Number one pick. He was a first-round pick. Second overall, Jay Williams was. And he wrecked his career while riding on a motorcycle on the north side of Chicago. I remember it was a Yamaha YS. What was it? A YFS or Y? What was it? It was a Yamaha YZF. It was a YZF R6, if I believe correctly. Tore his ACL, ripped everything up. And you know what? Contractually, sometimes teams put in clauses that you're not allowed to ride motorcycles during the seasons. You're not allowed to ride ATVs. You're not allowed to jump out of airplanes. You're not allowed to do anything to these stupid things, which may put you in your position to hurt yourself and cause pain not only to yourself, but to the organization who is 6-2 and fighting for a playoff spot. And it's got a big game up against Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, where we're going to travel to Dallas. And of course, we also have the Texans and the Lions, which are winnable games. I mean, it is what it is. Out for a few weeks. I don't know what that means. I don't think any of us know what out for a few weeks means. It could mean anything because we're not getting the details yet. We'll probably get more of the details later in the week. But it's just one of those things. You get this time off. You get this free time off. You get this. You get this. You get this ability to take a break during the season. You go on vacation and you go ride an ATV. Where Segway's not available. Where the ability to drive Segways off a pier not available in Cabo. And this isn't the first time that an NFL player got involved in an ATV accident. What's his name? What was his name? McDowell. I think it was McDowell. But he was with Seattle. And his career was basically wrecked, and he never played an NFL game. And he never played an NFL game. He was a second round pick, and he never played an NFL game because he got hurt. And then there was another guy that had his hand amputated. I remember it was Muhammad something. I can't remember, but I can't remember his last name. But he had an ATV rollover. I think it was like in 18 or 19. He had his hand amputated. Now, I'm not saying these are the things that are going to happen to Xavier McKinney, but I am saying this. You need to think. You need to understand the importance of what your job is, especially during the season, and you do not put yourself in situations which may allow you to get injured. I go on vacation. I'm sitting there to take a rest. I'm laying on the beach. I'm doing these things that are not going to put me in harm's way, because of the fact that I know the importance of role that I play for the New York Football Giants. Now, I'm not saying this is a season-wrecking thing. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But what I am saying is sometimes you just need to use your brain. You're on vacation. You are the starting free safety for the New York Football Giants. You do not sit there and go, you know what? I see this shark diving thing where you go into the water with great whites without a cage, and they pour blood all around you. That sounds like fun. No, you stay off. This is coming from someone who rides. I have been riding 20 plus years motorcycles. And and unless you exactly know, and ATVs, I've known too many people that have flipped ATVs, but unless you know exactly what you're doing and you've taken courses and you've learned the nuances of these types of vehicles, these recreational vehicles, you need to be extremely careful and you need to stay away. There is a reason why they have courses for motorcycle riders before you can even get your driver's license. You don't have to take the course before you get your driver's license, but they have these courses so you learn all the nuances. You learn how to brake. You learn how, if you do not have ABS, how not to lock up your back tire. It's the same thing with ATVs. They look easy to ride. They look fun to ride, but there are multiple nuances that you need to know in reference to differentials, in reference to not tipping over, and not going over the handlebars, and understanding the entire nuances of the bike itself and how gravity works and affects it in different terrains and different situations. I don't want my starting safety riding an ATV. Like I said, this isn't going to destroy this. I don't think this is going to destroy the season. McKinney is a huge part of the secondary. He's currently fourth at Giants with 37 tackles. He's got a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 4 passes defended. He is a vital cog to our secondary. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to step up. And like we've said it a million times before, it's next man up. But if you are the New York Football Giants and you are a player on this team, you're on the 53-man roster on the practice squad, and you are at 6-2 right now, and if you have sucked for 10, 11 years, you would go wrap yourself in bubble wrap right now when you were on break to make sure that you did nothing stupid that would potentially cause harm to yourself and to what the team as a collective is trying to do. And again, this is Tone Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, subscribe, if you're reading that,